Hi everybody. Okay, so today is going to be the frequently can I talk today? Frequently asked breastfeeding questions. I got a lot of the same questions on my breastfeeding engorgement video. I do have a couple of videos on breastfeeding. I have a breast pump video, I have a storage video, I have a let me go get him. Hold on. Okay, sorry. He heard me talking and was like, "What you doing, Mama? I want to see. So I want to say hey, everybody." And oh my goodness, so I was tired, and then you left me, and I didn't like it. He listens to my voice so intently. Malachi, I want to give you kisses, but I want to break your face out. I don't want to break it out. No, Mama doesn't. You're so handsome. Yes, I'm a handsome man. Uh-oh, you got burp. You just burped 3 times. I love you so much. Oh. Okay. Back to what I was saying. I got a lot of questions regarding the breastfeeding, so I'm going to go ahead and answer them as quickly as I can. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. The first question was, if you're going back to work and you want to build up your supply and store it, shouldn't you use a pump and overwork your supply so you can have more than enough milk? Okay. There's a difference between breastfeeding when you're nursing when your breasts are full and then being engorged. Being engorged is extremely painful. Your breasts are literally raw. They can get double the size as what they are usually, like literally double each breast, and they can change colors. It can be red and really sore and extremely painful. That's the thing with engorgement. That's why I said I recommend not pumping when you're engorged, because it's just painful. Now you can if you want, and especially if you're a veteran, you know your body, so go ahead and do what you need to do as far as what's best for you. But as a first-time breastfeeding mom, even if you've had plenty of children before, but this is your first time breastfeeding, I would not suggest pumping when your breasts are engorged. Engorgement lasts 3 to 7 days as far as the really painful kind, and then your breasts kind of just get to a neutral state when they're just really full, and you can still feel the lumps in your breast. That's how you know when it's full. You'll feel the milk ducts and they'll be really full. They'll feel like little bubbles on your skin, under your skin. So that's when I would suggest go ahead and pump your breast. So it's like a 3 to 7 day grace period where you'll be engorged to where it's really painful, but then after that 7 days you're more than welcome to go ahead and pump, or you can pump when your breasts are engorged. I just suggest again not to do that because it's painful. Okay, that's all what that is. You should have plenty of milk after engorgement. Engorgement doesn't mean that that's the max amount of milk you're gonna make. That's not what that means. So yeah, hopefully I answered that question. If not, just I can clarify better if you didn't understand it. Cause I'm not looking at you. Cause I'm not looking at it. No. I don't like it when they cry. I don't like it. I want it happy. Happy, baby. Okay. Someone asked, do I have recommendations for breast pumps? Yes, I do have a breast pump video. I don't even know. I would re-upload it or redo the video, but I don't even know where my breast pumps are. I don't know, because that video was from 2 years ago. But I do know that the brand of breast pumps that I prefer were the Medela kinds, and they can be found at Target and Walmart. They're a little on a pricier side, but that's what I found out of all the breast pumps I had. I even got breast pumps from WIC when I qualified for WIC. Okay, hello. But but the Medela brand is the best brand, and I'll definitely post a link to my breastfeeding video below. Okay, the next question, someone said, the clear stuff, can you feed your baby the clear stuff? Okay, I made a comment or reference to the colostrum, which is the clear fluid that comes in a couple of weeks before your breast milk supply comes in. It's this clear sticky fluid, and that's all the nutrients in the your breast milk. So yes, it's definitely okay to give your baby the clear stuff. The colostrum is what it's called. It's beneficial for them. That's where all the nutrients comes in. When your milk comes in, the white part of the milk, that's the calories. That's what puts the fat on the baby and get them nice and chunky like this. Say, I'm a nice chunky healthy baby boy. Look at my arms and my cheeks and my little legs. Ooh, I'm so big. Yes, I am a chunky butt. Okay, but the white, the milk, the white part is the calories, and the yellow pinky, the yellow clear stuff is the colostrum, which is the nutrients that the baby needs. Next question. Okay. This person asks, what's the best way to relieve the pain of already bruised nipples or try to teach the baby to latch properly again? Okay, nipples. If your baby should never be on your nipple. Ever, 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 ever. Do not put the baby on your nipple. That hurts, and it will cause bleeding and breakage, skin breakage, all kind of stuff. It'll just be raw, and it'll just be painful, and it's not good to give the baby, to nurse the baby on raw nipples. I mean, especially when if it's exposed and it's bleeding, that's not good. Always put the areola, as much as the areola you can, in the baby's mouth. And the areola is a dark part of your breast. And the best way to relieve the pain of that is to, again, put the baby around the areola. Make sure their lips are flanged like this. Lips are flanged and their tongue is down, so they're latching on properly. And as soon as the baby's done nursing, air dry your breast, because there should be breast milk around it. If not, squeeze a little bit out, put the breast milk around the rawness part, let it air dry. Breast milk has a has a lot of remedies, and one of them is you don't have to put it, relieves any rawness, it heals it. So just put a little breast milk around the nipple if you do have sore nipples or raw nipples. Let it air dry and then go about your day. You don't have to put any creams or moisturizers or anything on it. Just put breast milk on it, let it air dry, and you should be fine. Okay, next question. Okay, so this person asks, what would be the key point I need to know, like bras, padding, storage? Do you bottle feed your baby as well? So there's a bond between, so there is a bond with your other kids. Okay, I'm not sure what that last one is. Bras. Okay, I would just recommend do not do wire bras. I would just recommend shelf bra tanks. Meaning you can go to Forever 21 to Target and get the little spaghetti strap tops with the shelf bras in those. I would just wear those. Padding, you can buy you some nipple pads if you're leaking that much. You can find them at Target or Walmart. They're like $10 to $15 a pack. Storage, again, you'll find the breast milk storage bags. You can put those in the freezer up to 12 months. And if you store yours in little bottles, which is fine, but you can't have that up to 7 days. After a week, you got to throw it out when you refrigerate it. But when you freeze it, you can have it for longer, up to a year. Do you bottle feed your baby as well? You can bottle feed your baby. I give my baby a pacifier. I never saw the difference between breastfeeding. None of my children ever got confused. Although they rarely got bottles. He is not liking me talking to y'all. He's like, no, look at me. Me. Look at me. Look at me, mama. A true Leo, huh? Okay. Yeah, I never saw a difference when I gave them a bottle versus my breast or the pacifier. I do think there will be confusion if you were to give them breast milk and formula. They may prefer one over the other. May prefer your breast milk over the formula. They may prefer your formula over the breast milk. It's just each baby is different. I wouldn't encourage giving them formula though. No, just give them breast milk for as long as you can, and then wean them until after a year. But of course, that's not realistic for everybody, especially if you have a job and you have to go back to work and pumping gets challenging. I definitely understand that. But giving your baby a bottle a formula is not going to hurt them. They'll be fine. Or a pacifier for that matter. Okay, the next question is, what do you think about breast and bottle feeding? My husband is about to deploy, and he wants to have that bonding time with our son. My bottle feeding, his breast milk, do you think it'll cause nipple confusion or my milk flow? No, long as you're consistent. If you have, okay, the thing with breast pumping, you have to be consistent. You can't just say, I'm going to pump one day, 2 days later go by, I'm going to pump again. No, you have to pump a good 2 to 3 times a day consistently. Like, it's a job. It's not like something you can just pick and choose when you want to do it, because it messes up it's just not going to work for you. You have to be consistent with pumping your breasts. No, I don't think it'll cause nipple confusion. If he wants to bottle feed the baby, that's fine. I know a lot of husbands, a lot of dads feel left out of the process, especially because the mom she carries the baby for 9 months, she gives birth to him, and then she turns around and breastfeeds them for 6 months to a year, and he kind of feels like, well, what can I do? And honestly, there's nothing the dad can do other than give him a bottle and change diapers and hold the baby when the baby wants to be held. And dad won't really have fun with the kids until the baby's like 2. fun, okay? Because yeah, that's just how it is with my kids. Their dad doesn't really do anything with them until they're like 2. But in between that, he may or may not bottle feed them. Only because I don't give the babies bottles, and he'll change his diapers, but that's about it. He anything else is like he's crying, you got to get the baby. Like, I don't know, it's a dad thing. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. Yeah. Okay. This person asks, she said, when I had my son, we had a very hard time latching, so they gave me the nipple shield to help with nursing him. So he is now 2 weeks old, and I would like to know, how can I get him off? My nipples are flat also. Okay, I'm not too sure. Like, you want to get him off the nipple shield? I'm assuming that's what you're saying. I would suggest weaning him like you do any other thing, in moderation. Maybe feeding. I don't know. I honestly do not know the answer to that question. I know with inverted nipples or flat nipples, it's a little bit more challenging to nurse the baby, because you got to like try to get the nipple out, and sometimes you have to use a pump for that to just get the nipple out so the baby can latch on properly. I would recommend going to lelecheleague.com, and they should have information for you as far as like with the inverted nipples or flat nipples, because I do not know the answer to that question. I'm so sorry. Okay, how long does the engorgement phase usually last? Okay, so engorgement, like I said, can last from 3 to 7 days to 2 weeks. Engorgement, all it is that your breast milk is coming in, and it's just coming in at really fast, and your breasts just get really huge. It's just really painful. That's all engorgement is. It's not anything that's going to last forever. It does go away, and sometimes it can come back. And usually when I start weaning my children around 6 to 7 months, or 5 to 6 months, and I start feeding them food, and they're not taking my breast milk as much, because they're getting food too, my breast would get engorged, and I would get this infection called mastitis. And mastitis is essentially what your milk ducts get clogged, and the infection develops in your body. And it doesn't just go away on its own. You have to take an antibiotic for it. And I've had mastitis with all 3 of my children, and the past 3. But this one, hopefully I won't get it with this one. And the last time I had it, I didn't catch it in time, and I had to get an IND done. And IND is an incision and drainage. Essentially what happened was my breast abscessed. It was my left breast. It abscessed, and the abscess is a pus bucket. So the doctor had to go in and poke it with the needle, and pus came out because it was just right up under my breast. She drained it, gave me an antibiotic, a hardcore antibiotic, and then from there on, it developed like this leather texture over it, where the abscess was, and it would just peel. It would just peel. It peeled for like a month, and then it kind of like healed from the inside out. Like, how you get a scab, you scrape yourself and get a scab. But that's kind of what happened to it. The abscess had to heal from the way out and from the inside out. And I never want to go through that again. The symptoms of mastitis, I do have a video on that too, separate from this. But the symptoms is like flu-like symptoms. You get the chills, you get cold, you get a fever. If you start feeling any of that, go to the doctor, and then the telltale sign is that there's redness or soreness around where the abscess is, or where the infection, or the breast. So if you notice redness in one particular part of your breast and you're well past the engorgement stage, as far as like you're like 5 to 6 months, it may or may not be mastitis, but I wouldn't wait it out. Go to the doctor as soon as possible, because the longer you wait, the more the infection develops, and that's how the pus got into my breast, and it was just horrible. Okay. But the first 2 times I had mastitis, I was just I caught it in time. I went in, got my antibiotics, and then a week later it was gone. It was fine, and the pain subsided. But mastitis is extremely painful. Like I said, it's engorgement, and then the breast pains around the breast. Pain and redness around the breast. You get sick, you get the chills, you get a fever, you don't want to eat, your body is achy, you get flu-like symptoms. So yeah, mastitis is no joke. So engorgement, but to answer that question, it usually lasts 3 days to 2 weeks, engorgement. Okay. And this person said, okay, Wonder Woman, please take a nap for me. LOL, you just had a baby. You have 3 very active young men and an infant. You have time to take care of home and make videos. Where do you get the energy? Okay, and this goes back to my whole routine and my whole schedule thing that I have developed with my family. Like I said, we are small children, run off routines, that they function better with routines. We get up, everybody gets breakfast, everybody gets dressed, everybody uses the potty. The big ones go to school, the other 2 stay home with me, and we do our baby read, we do our coloring. We spend 30 minutes on coloring, just sitting down and speaking, and that's just a thing that I developed just to keep them still, because when they do go to daycare or when they do go to elementary school, they have to be able to sit down for certain increments of time, 30 minutes to an hour at a time, and then the teachers will probably most likely take them to the bathroom or feed them lunch or let them go outside and play, but they need to be able to sit down and be still and do work for a good 30 minutes to an hour. So that's something we work on now. It doesn't always go for 30 minutes straight or an hour straight, but we're working at it. They're only 2 and 4. So yeah, that's what I do there. And then we eat our lunch, we go outside and play. It's just like I have a set routine. And during the times in between that time, I find I take a good hour out for me to put my face on, get dressed, get in the shower, and do my hair. And it's just my routine. So that's what I do. And my energy comes from me just just interacting with different women on YouTube who are doing the same thing I'm doing. I'm around small children all day, so yeah, I kind of get a little excited when I get to talk to adults. Hey, don't judge me. But yeah, that's basically it. If you guys have any more questions, oh, wait, nope, there are some more questions. Okay, this video is gonna be real long, ain't it? Okay, so this person asked, so if the milk is frozen, do you put it in the microwave or do you boil it in a pot? And if you do heat it back up, I guess you would just heat it up back to room temperature. Are you sure that frozen milk won't cause diarrhea? Okay. Breast milk will never give your baby diarrhea because it's breast milk. Breast milk is the best thing for the baby. It's way better than formula, way better than anything else anybody can manufacture, okay? It won't get the baby diarrhea. If the milk is frozen, you just set it in warm water. Just get a warm cup of water and set it out. It'll take no time to thaw out. And you just run it under warm water when you put it in the bottle, just to heat it up room temperature. Yeah, that's it. It's not a big deal. Do not ever put it in the microwave and don't boil it. No, don't do that. Okay, so one more question and that will be it. This person put, when you get in the shower and the massage after knots, would it make the milk come out and would it go to waste? And then she made reference to her, I'm starting my school this week and I was told my milk supply is going to decrease since I will be away from my son so much. Is this true? No, if you have a routine or schedule, if you breastfeed them a couple of certain times out of the day, okay, this goes back to your routine. You have to have a schedule. If you're going to give your baby breast milk, like from your breast, say you do it first thing in the morning and then when you get home at night. Okay, that's fine. That's a routine that you have with your baby, and then during the day he'll take milk from a bottle. That shouldn't be a problem as long as you're consistent with the nursing him before you go to school and then as soon as you come home from school. What is the problem? I see you. I love you, Malachi. I love you so much, and I see it. Don't be fussy. He is a mess. And then she talked about the being engorged and massaging the clogged milk ducts in the shower. Okay, if your breasts are leaking like that, I'm sure you can spare a couple of ounces of milk in the shower. You'll be fine. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. And she said, when I don't get the milk out, I leak and it fills up the breast pad so much that it makes my breast start itching. Okay, now if that happens, just you gotta let your breast air dry. If you're leaking that much, you gotta let them air dry. Yeah. So that means just probably when you're around the house, just wear a t-shirt, don't wear a bra, and just let the air get to it and it'll dry itself. But if you're leaking that much, you should be fine as far as like storing your milk and having enough milk for your son when you're away from him while you're at school. And then if you're in the shower massaging out the engorgement milk clogged ducts, you should be fine. Yeah, actually you have a really good supply of milk, and most women don't. So that's a good sign that you have too much milk. Okay. And that's basically it, you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and go because he's fussy. Follow me on Instagram, add me on Facebook, check out my blog, and tweet me if you have any more questions. Email my YouTube page, and that's basically it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Say bye bye. Say bye bye. I gotta go give my mom a hard time. Yes, I do, cause I'm a chunky butt. Look at him face. I can't with him. Okay, bye. Bye.